Hello Year 7, here is your lesson for today. Apologies for not being able to make it into school today. What we want to do, load up the Google Doc which you've got on Google Classroom, and then give the title computer hardware, and then write down 10 different pieces of hardware. They can be internal or external, the complete choice is yours. So give the video a quick pause, write down your list, and then we'll get cracking. So, what we're going to have a quick talk about now are different types of internal and external hardware. Remember that internal hardware is hardware inside the computer, so hardware which you can't see because it's inside the case. And then external hardware is anything outside of the case, things that you can see pretty much every day. So for example, if we're thinking about internal hardware, let's kick off with the key ones. We've got the CPU, or central processing unit, and that is responsible for processing all the information which comes in via inputs from the keyboard or mouse, for example, process them so it can understand what it needs to do with those inputs and outputs, and then display them as an output at the end. So for example, if I press the letter K, the CPU will receive a signal to say, hey, this guy's pressed the letter K, let's do something about it, and then the letter K will appear on the screen. Similarly, at the moment, I'm moving my mouse around the screen, the CPU sees that, and he thinks, okay, then the mouse is being moved, we need to make sure it's moving on the screen as well. So that's the CPU. We've then got the RAM, which is random access memory, and remember that loads up everything. So for example, if you have got some software open, a copy of it is copied from your storage device into the RAM. So at the moment, on my computer in the RAM, I've got a copy of Google Chrome for this presentation. I've got OBS, which is my screen recorder. I've got Snipping Tool. I've got Windows on there as well. So that's everything in my RAM. As soon as I close something, so if I closed Google Chrome, it'd get wiped out from the RAM. What we've also got inside of a computer in terms of internal hardware, we have got the motherboard, which is what everything connects to. It shares the electrical supply. It allows device data to be shared across the system. We've got the PSU, which is the power supply unit, which takes in the electricity coming into the computer and then converts it into a usable system, a usable way of using the data, using the electricity for the computer itself. And remember, if you didn't have that, bad times happens inside the computer. We've got the graphics card, which sometimes gets referred to as a GPU, graphical processing unit, which basically allows more processing time, more hardware, most cases some RAM as well, which is dedicated to graphical processing, which is always handy. We've also got other bits in there. We've got hard drive or solid state drives, depending on what we're using. So we've got really some good ideas of internal hardware. Then we've got external hardware as well. So you've got your keyboard, your mouse, your monitor, projector, speakers, headsets. So all these types of hardware are all external. They all connect to the computer. They can all be plugged into the computer, but they're not inside the case. So in today's lesson, what we're going to be looking at is the Google Doc. There are 8 boxes. You need to complete in each box a description of the type of hardware that we've got can be found inside a computer. You need to make sure you're completing at least the 8 boxes. If you get more than 8 boxes done, there will be a special prize on offer for the Year 7 student that finishes and completes more boxes. What I want to know is the name of it, if it's internal or external, what does it do, why is it needed, and an image as well, just as you can see on that example there. You need to be providing more information than that in your work. That's a nice, easy, basic level. We've got a couple of sentences there over the 2 boxes. I want you to go into as much detail as possible. You can use Google to help research different areas, but you must not copy and paste any information from a website. So all we need to be doing now is completing this box. You should probably aiming to complete a box every 4 to 5 minutes, making sure we've got enough information in there, making sure we've got the image in there as well. Other things you might want to include is if it's used for input or output, if it's an external piece of hardware. You might want to think if it's got its own dedicated connection to the power supply unit, if it's an internal piece of hardware. And I want you to really show off your knowledge looking at everything that we've covered in this unit. Remember, once you get everything done, once the lesson's finished, to make sure you can hand in your work via Google Classroom so I can give you some feedback, and I shall see you later on. Take care, bye bye.